Given the success of the Expendables trilogy, it makes perfect sense that producers want to continue the franchise. Fans can't get enough of seeing some of the world's biggest old-school action stars kicking butt. The Expendables 4 is in post-production and boasts an all-star cast. So stay tuned and don't go away, because today we're talking about the Expendables 4. And Dolph Lundgren explains why Sylvester Stallone's franchise was appealing to him. First up, what did Dolph Lundgren have to say about working on The Expendables 4? Let's find out. As some of you may recall, Dolph Lundgren and Sylvester Stallone have worked together in the past. In Rocky IV, a chiseled Lundgren played Stallone's Russian nemesis, boxer Ivan Drago. And fans may not know this, but for the sake of authenticity, Lundgren and Stallone chose to slug it out for real. Due to a hard blow to the chest from Lundgren, Stallone actually spent 4 days in intensive care and nearly died because his heart began to swell. Despite this, the two action stars remained great friends and loved working together, with Lundgren reportedly feeling terrible that he had injured Stallone. On the set of The Expendables 4, the old pals were at it again, with Lundgren reprising his role as the character Gunnar Jensen, a violent war vet with a history of drug addiction issues and a history of double-crossing his comrades. Lundgren has a great time working on set with Stallone, and in a recent interview explained why he loves being a part of this adrenaline-pumping, action-packed franchise. Lundgren said, "You know, it was being directed by Sly, and he's a very, very smart man. He created Rocky and The Expendables, and I think the timing was good because he had old-school fights, shootouts, and more of our visual effects. Kind of older guys who are washed up and that nobody wants, and they do these missions for the government, and if they get killed, nobody cares. I thought it was a good idea." Next up, what was one of the best things for Lundgren about working on these projects? Let's take a look. The Expendables franchise has grossed more than $800 million at the worldwide box office. But for Lundgren, one of the greatest rewards for being a part of this franchise isn't the money. It's what it means for his kids seeing him on screen. Another added bonus for Lundgren is, of course, working with his longtime pal Sylvester Stallone, who is the mastermind and creator behind the whole franchise. Stallone has been behind great franchises before, such as the Rocky franchise, so this isn't Stallone's first rodeo. For Stallone, one of the most important things about creating The Expendables 4 was including some classic action movie fights and bloody shootouts. And that's exactly what Lundgren, who like Stallone is an old-school action star, wanted to be a part of. The concept of The Expendables itself was also interesting to Lundgren because he liked the idea of a bunch of washed-up ex-soldiers and secret agents banding together to embark on extremely dangerous missions. Lundgren said that he's happy to have new additions to the franchise, such as Megan Fox, because it makes each new movie feel fresh. It's clear that all of the cast members involved care a great deal about the franchise, and everyone realizes that these are passion projects for Stallone. In a sense, all of the Expendables films are Stallone's babies. Up next are the rumors of a new villain in The Expendables 4 true? You're about to find out. If you've heard the rumors about a new villain in The Expendables 4, you've heard correctly. We can confirm that a new sinister villain will be appearing in the latest installment of the franchise, and it's an actor named Iko Uwais from the absolutely crazy Indonesian action film The Raid. British mega action star Jason Statham recently shared some gnarly behind-the-scenes footage working with Uwais on the set of The Expendables 4, and Statham gave Uwais some much-deserved love and respect for his insane skills. While the exact plot of The Expendables 4 is still under wraps, it's clear that one thing fans can surely expect is some seriously intense action sequences, with blood, guts, martial arts, and a lot of heavy-caliber machine guns spraying bullets everywhere. After filming The Expendables 4, Lundgren was already super busy working on other projects. The aging action star doesn't seem to tire, and he is reprising his role as King Nereus in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which Lundgren doesn't doubt will be better than the original. The sequel to Aquaman recently wrapped filming, is now in post-production, and is slated to release in 2022. Lundgren will of course be appearing alongside co-star Jason Momoa. It's great to see Lundgren, a veteran action star, still busy and juggling so many many projects at the same time. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're bringing you the latest news of this intense franchise, with a buffet of action stars. Next up, who will Iko Uwais play in The Expendables 4? Let's take a look. Unfortunately, the production team is remaining tight-lipped about who exactly Uwais will be playing, so all of his character details are being kept secretly under wraps. All we know is he's going to be a bad guy. But no matter how hard production teams try to keep things a secret, a little information always manages to trickle out. So here's what we've got for you. Uwais will reportedly play a former military officer who's become a weapons dealer and built his own private army. Whatever plan Uwais' character is cooking, he'll undoubtedly end up clashing with Jason Statham's character, Lee Christmas, the Expendable team's one and only knife expert who's been part of the film series ever since it launched back in 2010. Since the release of The Expendables 3 back in 2014, Statham has been super busy with action films, such as playing the character Deckard Shaw in the Fast and Furious franchise, as well as The Spy and The Meg. Statham also has several other projects on the go, too many to list here. When Statham and Uwais are acting out their intense fight scenes, the action stars give it everything they've got. But once a scene has finished, the two quickly start chatting and have a good laugh. It's obvious that even though the two action stars spend their days beating each other up on set and essentially trying to kill each other, there's a great deal of friendship and camaraderie between the two. The Expendables franchise has always been an awesome platform for shining light on action stars. So it makes perfect sense that an actor such as Uwais was brought on board to show off his incredible fight skills. In addition to The Raid, Uwais has other notable credits as well, including leading role and producer credits on Netflix's Wu Assassins series and its spin-off film, Wu Assassins: Fistful of Vengeance. Uwais also has a cameo in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Up next, who else can we expect to see in The Expendables 4? You're about to find out. Of course, Sylvester Stallone will be coming back as Barney Ross, Dolph Lundgren's Gunnar Jensen, and Randy Couture's Toll Road will also reprise their roles. But for Stallone, it doesn't seem as though he'll be in the film for that long, because he finished shooting his scenes in mid-October, and there are rumors that he'll be passing the baton to Jason Statham, who may become the lead protagonist in the story. And in addition to newcomers like Iko Uwais, we'll also see Eddie Hall, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Megan Fox, Tony Jaa, Andy Garcia, Sheila Shaw, Jacob Scipio, and Levi Tran. Though at the time of this recording, their characters are being kept secret. The action sequences on the set of The Expendables 4 have been so intense that unfortunately there have been multiple injuries, though the production team is adamant that they did everything they could to prevent injuries and to make sure the cast and crew were safe while working. Whenever a crew is doing action films as intense as The Expendables, with so many fight scenes, they are bound to have a few scrapes and bruises here and there. It's actually not that uncommon, but thankfully, no one was seriously injured. Finally, did Stallone prank Lundgren during the shooting of the first Expendables? Let's have a look. Stallone and Lundgren are such good pals who go way back that apparently Stallone felt comfortable pranking Lundgren. In a recent interview, Lundgren opened up about that time Stallone pulled an A+ prank on him. Lundgren had this to say about getting pranked by his longtime friend. On the first one, there's this first scene in the movie. It was great to work with Sly again, because I worked on setting it out in the first scene in the movie. I'm telling this joke that he wrote, of course, and then I showed up and I blow this pirate away. So tell him this joke and try like 4 or 5 takes, and Sly's like, do the joke. Finally, 15 takes. This is driving me crazy. I could kill this guy. Embarrassing, he was like, okay, fine, I got over it. And then I showed up for ADR, where you do like a little voice replacement. So it's first up, and Sly is like, guess which take? And it was the first one the whole time. So Stallone made Lundgren do 15 takes for a simple joke, and ended up using the footage from the first take. That's a wrap for today's video, folks. Don't forget to hit us with a like and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, you'll miss out on a ton of great videos.